In this video, let us try to solve our first coding interview question, that is printing numbers from 1 to 100 without using loops. So we know that using loops, it is a very easy task to print numbers from 1 to 100. We simply use a for loop and initialize a number to 1 and then run the condition till less than or equal to 100 and increment the number every time and then just print the number. That will solve your problem. But when you are not asked to use loops, then you have to use a concept called recursive methods. So what is a recursive method? A method which calls a method itself is called as a recursive method. So since the method calls itself repeatedly, here also we will get the same loop behavior. Whenever you are not asked to use loops, you have to use recursive methods to achieve the same behavior. First, let us understand the logic. First here, we'll take a method. Example, here I'm taking print number. And then this basically takes a number as an input, that what it does to print, right? So now simply what we do, here we write our SOP statement to print this number. Now, we need to call the same method by passing the next number because we need to print continuously from 1 to 100. So what do? We call the same method, okay, the print number. So the method is calling itself. This is what you call it as a recursive method. So we'll pass n plus 1. But this leads to an infinite loop because we are not checking any condition. So when the method is called, it will print, it will call again, it will print, it will call again. So it leads to infinite loop. So we need to run these two statements based on a condition. So what is that condition? We need to check if the number is less than or equal to your asked number. Could be 10, could be 100 or whatever. So now these two statements we need to put within the if block. So whenever somebody calls this method by passing the initial number 1, okay, example, suppose here I'm calling print number by passing 1. So now 1 will be passed. So it will check this condition true. It will print, then it will increment it and then call the same method, check the condition, prints. So like that the loop behavior will come till the number is less than or equal to 100. Now let us try to write the code for this. Now here, I'm now taking a method to print numbers without loops. Okay, so now I'm just taking this as a public static void print number method of integer number. So it accepts the number as a parameter. And then I'm checking the condition if number less than or equal to the asked number. Now here I'm giving 100, or you can pass the parameter as well. So till what you want to print. Now I'm now printing this number and then calling the same method by passing the number plus 1, the next number as a parameter. So we need to call this method inside my main method. So simply passing the initial number as 1. So when you call this, so it prints all the numbers from 1 to 100. Same behavior like how you run the loops. So it is one of the popular questions will be asked for a lot of beginners in the coding interview questions.